4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Command Time podcast presented by Fans for Sports Network. It is the NFL Combine preview show with my guy Kayla and my guy Caleb. What's going on, family? What's going on?
What's up? What's up with you, man? Hope y'all had a good day today, man. That my ex been blowing up with all this interview stuff, man. This shit getting crazy.
They get into the meat and potatoes of things. It's the combine week.
Yeah, this is one of the most essential weeks that everybody talks about, right? This is where the conversations are being had currently as we speak, with not only prospects, ownerships, general managers, scouts, and talk about incoming moves that could possibly change the fate of the 2024 NFL season as we approach very closely. So let's go ahead and talk about it. NFL Combine. Did an episode yesterday with Reds on the Lab with Deuce, and I know Deuce's stance on, the Combine and stuff, the Underwear Olympics. So how much should we value the Combine now? Because we see the changes that's happened lately. We see your top prospects. Occasionally they're not going to throw, they're not going to run. They're really just going to do the medicals, going through the formal interviews with the teams. That's kind of the new NFL Combine era we're in. So does that make a blow to you guys to see these guys not really competing, but they're just saving themselves for a pro day? Or what are your thoughts about it? I want to start with you, Kayla, because you had the topic this week, and Caleb Lynn's not throwing, Jaden Daniels not throwing, Drake May just confirmed he's not.
Neighbors is not even going to be out there. Marvin Harrison is not even going to be there at all in attendance. But for me, with the Combine, I think it's been falling off the past few years. Do I think it'll be saved? Yes, but I do think something has to be done, because you can't just rely only on a pro day. Pro days are good, but it's sometimes talent that you can't see at a pro day that you would be able to see at a combine. It's more exposure at a combine. I believe it is important, and it is good for players to get out there, show what they can do in front of all of the teams at one time. Instead of at pro days, sometimes all the representatives may not be there for each team. I do believe they should maybe add more drills to the combine, maybe make it a little more safer, but I do think the players should participate in every part of the pre-draft process.
Yeah, for me, growing up, it was a little entertaining. I ain't gonna lie, it was entertaining to see the guys out there, especially the receivers, the DBs. But now, especially with this class coming up, I'm more interested in these offensive linemen. I'm going to be looking at them and how they move laterally, vertically, their agility, the 40 time, but not just the whole 40 time, the 10-yard split. I think that's the most important thing for an offensive lineman, that 10-yard split, how fast you get to the second level, how quick you are, your feet, your footwork, hand placement, all that type of stuff. So this year, I'm going to put a lot more value into that. Not saying I'm not going to look into other positions, but offensive line, I'm going to value that a lot this year in this combine. That's really going to be heavy for me to pay attention to.
Yeah. I mean, of course, and like you guys said, some of this stuff, as we get older, we used to watch like the Chris Johnson, Deshaun Jackson, those days where they had those extreme 40 times. You see the list by some of these offensive linemen. Stephen Paya at one point had the most bench reps in the combine history at a certain point, until probably got broke a couple years ago. I can't remember. But I think the combine to me is at a point where when it's really just really just interviews. I think
Yeah,
the
like
interviews than the physical stuff. Now, of course, you're going to see if some players are stiff in certain areas, mainly offensive linemen, some corners, they stiff in some drills and stuff, just to see what they can improve upon when they head to the pro days and work with their individual coaches on stuff that they can improve. Now, I think the event it's just become a big event now, but we're seeing these guys not really get into it. And my problem is this: if the top prospects, they're not really going to do like the on physical stuff because they already know because their resume is the film.
yeah,
Their resume is the years they've been in college. I think guys that don't get an opportunity to go to the combine, that needs to go to guys like that because they're not getting an opportunity to showcase their skill set. Now they're not as highly touted, but that's where I'm at with it, especially watching the HBCU combine and stuff, and watching the Legacy Bowl. I literally just saw Darvis, guy from North Carolina Central, got hurt in all-star game.
he was running, yep, instead of catching the ball off.
So what are y'all thoughts on that? Like, I'm that's the only part that's really bothering me.
Yeah, so they do. There's certain. I do think there is definitely important. I don't think it should just be a meet and greet moving forward, but it's leaning towards that way. Each year is going to be more and more prospects not showing going actually working out at the combine. But hopefully the NFL, the NFLPA can step in. But with that, I think they should combine all of them together. Like I don't get why they separate them. Like let them all be under one roof, one field. Let's see some of the younger talent, the talent that's not really seen that much on TV, that from the smaller schools match up and see how they measure up against some of the bigger schools' talent. You never know what studs may be out there. Just because you may not see it, don't mean other teams may not see it. But like to separate them, it does to me. It doesn't like show the measuring stick, and they don't pick as many players from those other bowls either.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Kayla spoke really well on that. It's good opportunity for some of these guys to go out there and showcase what they can do. Kayla really about to say the same stuff I was going to say. I ain't gonna lie. Kayla reading my mind or something? What's going on, Kayla?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So we talked about that. So we know the top prospects are not going. So that's done that. So let's talk about some of these coaches not going to the combine. What do y'all think about that? So heard about a couple of coaches still trying to get some things together. I heard Dallas is still back at Texas trying to get some things figured out. Should all coaches be there?
Yeah, to me, I believe all coaches should be there because they got to see the talent. Sometimes film doesn't catch everything. You got to be out there. You got to talk to the guys. But I do understand for one of the organizations, and also prayers up to his family as well with the Steelers. I know what he's going through. But other than that, if it's not like a personal death, I believe they should be there. Like you shouldn't leave it up only to your GM. A coach may see something in a player that the GM may not see. Communication is always key around this time. You got to catch the vibes with the players. Sometimes it might be a good player, but the vibe may be off. So I do believe the coaches should be out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think face-to-face contact is very important. Body language, how that prospect is, how do they react to things, how they answer questions. I agree. Coaches, I think, should be more open to coming into these, going to these combine events. Because Kayla's correct. The film is there, but sometimes it's different in person. You want to get the sense of how that prospect is. Like I said before, how they react to certain things and to certain questions, and see what their body language is.
Yeah, most definitely. So, okay, let's go all straight Commanders right now. So, Commanders are at Combine as we speak. Adam Peters spoke today, and Dan Quinn spoke today. I think we pretty much know Dan Quinn by now, based on the years. It's a different coach now in Washington, but Adam Peters is the new face that everybody is going to be looking at, especially with the number 2 pick. And he had some interesting comments today that he eventually had to walk back, saying that long story short, I had to find a new quarterback. He
Yep.
basically hit the nail on the noggin. That's kind of been a problem for a couple of years. Um, Still like Sam, he walked back to comment, talk about how good of a character Sam is. I'm pretty sure during their draft process when they had Brock Purdy for visit and they drafted him, Sam was also in that conversation as well. So he probably know him, but didn't know him to that personal level where he's at now. But with that being said, um, did they just let the world know that we're
They
getting a
get
quarterback?
quarterback. I mean, you're sitting at 2, so it. I, DT, it's a 90% chance that they're picking a quarterback to me. 90 to 95% chance that they're getting a quarterback. Where like we knew this coming in with the coaching staff. Um, we wanted some wanted EB to stay here, and it's like, well, these ain't their guys. Some of these coaching staff people, these aren't their guys. It's going to what Cliff wants. It's going to what these quarterback coaches want. Listen to a radio show a couple of days ago. It was last week. Ben Standing was on the show, who reports for the team, and there's certain things that Sam Howell has some good traits, but there's certain things that he doesn't see at the next level, and whether it's due to his processing, how fast he processes stuff, or his height too. Um, people say, "Oh, height don't really matter" and whatnot. I mean, it doesn't, but in certain cases, it does help a quarterback as well. Um, but we all seen the games, the 17 game sample size, which I'm glad he played,
Mhm.
started every game. I'm really glad he started every game. 17 games is good enough to see if how well he can overcome situations, the consistency, um, going above expectations, all that type of stuff. And we've seen he's at his best when it's the quick game. We've seen that, but then when he has to deliver within the pocket, he struggles
Yeah.
consistently with that aspect of the game, and you need a quarterback that can do that as well. Especially what Dan Quinn said in his interview. He said, quarterback that's mobile can change the game for you. That can not only deliver within the pocket, but can be mobile too as well. And the top 3 quarterbacks can all do that. Not
All
saying,
three.
I'm not saying Sam can't do it either, but I don't think he's doing it at the consistency as what you would want him to do. Hence why we hired all these coaches. Brian Johnson, we kept Tavita Pritchard, we kept we got Cliff Kingsbury, who's known to grooming young quarterbacks.
You got David Blau.
Him too. And Adam Peters said he took a long walk with Sam, which is pretty funny.
But at the end of the day, we all know that Sam was still a 5th-round pick. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
sad, but it's true.
So like they're walking around the camp, and from what I got from that, when Adam Peters said, I talked with Sam, it's like, hey man, we're evaluating everything. You're still on this roster, but Sam knows deep down, like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
they're gonna get a quarterback. So, it's like I said, man, it's 90 to 95% chance that they're picking a quarterback, bro. Like I don't have any really doubts. I know a lot of these fans, we tend to get stressed out a little bit with these certain situations. Um, we tend to overthink things, but I I honestly don't see them trading down. They have to not like any of these prospects for them to do that. And I highly doubt they would dislike Caleb, and I highly doubt they would dislike Jaden Daniels either. So that's my thing on it. My take
And
on it.
I have a question in regards to the quarterbacks. With them not throwing, like that, what do you think that has anything to do with the evaluation process? Like, because they're so close knit with one another, especially Jaden and May. Do you think that may have thrown the process off a little bit, or do you think one has shown way more in tape that they didn't need to throw?
No, I think mm, they're not throwing at these Columbines, Kayla, because like they want things scripted for them. They want to be in a comfortable environment. They, take that as you may. Some people see it as a good thing. Some people see it as a bad thing. But I mean, I do want to see Jaden throw. Out of all these quarterbacks, I want to see Jaden throw and his accuracy, the outs, middle of the field, the deep passes. I'm very curious to see what he's going to do there.
Yeah. So this is my thing, right? So I think guys like scouting and front office people, I think they already anticipated that more than likely that your top three guys are not going to be throwing. Now, when we're talking about trying to separate the gap between the players, I don't think the gap really separates at the combine. I think it separates more down the line within the interview process and the X's and O's behind the chalkboard. And then eventually down the line when we head to the pro days and we had these private workouts within the team facilities. So, and talking about it right now, between Jaden Daniels and Drake May, Jaden Daniels had the best year of the quarterback probably out of everybody in this draft.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about the upside of what a Drake May, his prototypical size, his age, his ability to throw from the middle of the field to the hashes and stuff, that's what people, occasionally want. So, and the difference between, the production is that while Jaden Daniels was doing that at SEC, he had 2 years of productive years after, he came from Arizona State. First year, Arizona State, pretty good, was Pac-12 Rookie of the Year, but then kind of funny after the COVID years and stuff like that. Drake May's like career at North Carolina is literally mirroring Sam Howell if you really look at it contextually. Produced 1 year, 38 touchdowns. He actually threw for 4,000 yards. Then the next season, almost literally had the same amount of touchdown passes, interceptions, and probably like the same downgrade of rushing. But like, it's just weird to me how Sam Howell's last year and Drake May's last year are just similar. And to me, it's kind of telling me that I don't think it's really a player problem. I think it's more of a what's going on in North Carolina based on the talent.
I agree. I agree. People talk about Jaden's one crazy year, which I get it. He had a ridiculous year. I've been looking at the film between the both of them. One thing about Jaden is when it's not there, he makes something happen. He's a playmaker. The dude's a playmaker, bro. Like, and Dan Quinn spoke about that today. When things break down, you need a guy that can make something out of nothing. Jaden can do that. I'm not saying Drake May can't do that. Caleb Williams can do that too. One thing about Drake is he can make every throw. So when people say, "Oh, Sam Howell and Drake, Mr. Best," no. People have to stop that narrative, and it's getting really ridiculous. It's a little annoying. They do not play the same at all.
They just see that the unfortunately all people see is pretty much the skin color, the same school, pretty much almost the same height.
It's not even a skin color. It's not even a skin color, Kaylee. They've all worked under Sam Howell and Drake May all worked under Phil Longo air raid system. It's really the helmet. People are scouting the helmet. I think Drake May is the safest quarterback out of the bunch, though. Mm-hmm. I think he's the safest. If he's not going to play at a high level, he will at least be a quality starter for you, if anything. But probably like a Jared Goff type of guy, I think. A Jared Goff type of guy.
I can see that.
I can see it.
Yeah, but Drake May can be that guy where it's like, damn. Yeah. I mean, Jaden can be that guy too. Jaden can be really good or really bad to me. But I think all these quarterbacks have to be in the right system, the right environment for them to thrive. And I still believe the quarterbacks that work well under Cliff and what he wants to do, Caleb is first. I strongly believe Jaden is second, and then Drake is third, only because of the rushing ability that you compare Jaden and Drake to. Because Drake May can definitely run with the football, but he's not the type of guy you're doing design quarterback runs for. Jaden is that type of guy. Whether you're scared about his size, he needs to put on more weight. He does have to protect himself. And also, DT, Caleb, fans got to get out of that PTSD of RG3. They have
definitely not the same.
No, it's not even them about being the same. It's them protecting themselves at the next level.
Yeah. But I do think we got a good nutrition. I think we brought in somebody to help with that on the staff, a nutritionist. I think we got a new one, so hopefully that'll help a little bit.
The takes be so lazy though, because like in my opinion, whether people like it or not, I think Jada Daniels is a way better passer at this point
than a runner.
RG3 is. I mean, that might be a hot take. I don't see RG3 with Jada. I think he's high above, a way better passer. He's 6'4", so he can see a little bit over the line. RG3 was 6'2", but I think the main difference is like while Jaden has taken extreme hits, he never really had those extreme injuries like RG3 had. RG3 tore his ACL his redshirt sophomore year, and then he gets the NFL tore his ACL. Then he had concussions and stingers of that sort. So I think the thing with Jaden will be coaching him to slide, and when in doubt, you got the speed, just go to the sideline.
Yep. Or throw it away.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to multiple people about this before in these spaces. It's like Jaden is a highly athletic guy. However, college is different than the NFL. So he was the best athlete every game in college. Will he be the best athlete every Sunday? That's the question that you have to consider. Is he going to be the best athlete on the field? Look, Lamar is damn near the best athlete every Sunday. Same thing with Justin Fields. He is the best athlete on the field. Is Jaden on that level? Is Jaden Daniels on that level? But also,
I think he can be on that level. Right now, I don't think he is. But I think with the right coaching, I think he can get to that level.
And what my guy Steve just said, I keep reiterating this too, that this is just what I value in a quarterback. I like Drake May, I like Caleb, but when you have a quarterback that can help you in the running game, it is one of the most dangerous things a defense can face. It puts a lot of stress on the defense. So when you're running, you go back and look at what Cliff did with Kyler. Kyler had that. He was a top 5 runner in the NFL at the quarterback position. You can do not QB powers or QB draws, but you're doing QB rollouts with him. And if it's not there, he has the ability to be shifty, to be twitchy in the open field. Jaden can do that. Jaden can do that. So I'm not, and like I said, I'm gonna keep reiterating this. Not saying Drake May can't do that, but I strongly believe he's not doing it at the level of what Caleb or Jaden can do. But I like Drake May. I like him. I'm slowly.
You don't want to go with that safe pick.
I'm slowly creeping to the side of Jaden. Slowly.
So this is a conversation that surprisingly I've had with my students, especially ever since the Baltimore and Kansas City playoff game. And I literally stated to them, you're going to find out a difference between the guy that can use his God-given abilities to move out the pocket and get some yardage when necessary, and a guy who's very talented, high above average passer, but he's just an athletic freak. So thinking of this and looking at this draft, if you look at this draft, all 3 quarterbacks, they have similar things that we see in the top 3 unicorns in the NFL. With Caleb Williams, everybody's comparing him obviously to Patrick Mahomes. Drake May, some of the things of Josh Allen, especially like the reckless plays and stuff. That you look at some of his plays that he did in college, you're like, bro, why are you doing that? Like, it's still a good play because it's a touchdown, but why are you doing that? It's literally what Josh Allen did. And then Jaden Daniels, obviously Lamar Jackson, not the same athlete in terms of like getting the wiggle room, because Lamar is like a wide receiver in open space, but still the ability to go 0 to 60. Like those are the top 3 unicorns.
That's not even my comp for him though, DT. I'll tell you my comp for Jaden Daniels later, but go ahead, continue. Sorry to cut you off, brother.
What's your comp?
This may sound crazy. Randall Cunningham.
That's not the first time I heard that.
Randall. Randall Cunningham. He has the ability like Randall. Is he the same size? No, but he has that physical ability, the legs for the athleticism, the arm talent. Not the same.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I still continue to say it's good enough in the NFL. There's some quarterbacks in this league who are really good, and they don't have top 10 arm talent. They just don't. Joe Burrow doesn't have the best arm in the NFL. It's really a little bit below average, if we're being honest. But he
has anticipation and time.
His superpower is his anticipation, the cerebralness of the game, pre-snap, post-snap read. So that's really my comp for Jaden. I don't really care about NFL comps too much, but for Caleb, it's weird. I'm not even gonna say Pat Mahomes. For Caleb Williams' comp to me is Kyler Murray, actually. But Drake May's comp, you could say golf. Some people say Herbert. Herbert's arm talent and Drake May's arm talent, it's completely different. Herbert has an S tier type of arm talent. It's like top 5 in the league. Justin Herbert's arm is pretty damn crazy. People say Trevor Lawrence. That's a good comp for me too for Drake May. T-Law type of guy.
For me, I don't really like doing comps for any player because this is just how I feel. Like everybody is different. Like everybody is made. Like nobody got 2 of them. So like I want everybody to be the star of them for themselves. I do not like player comps at all.
Yeah, I don't either. We've seen comps from multiple players and it just don't pan out to what it is. I keep telling people Pat Mahomes' comp coming into the league was Jay Cutler, and that was because of the arm talent and the recklessness and the gunslinging mentality. So yeah.
So let's cool off on the quarterbacks because I feel like that's the whole.
It's gonna take up the whole time. It's gonna take up the whole time, brother.
Let's talk about some of the obvious needs other than quarterback on this team. So, looking at this draft, what are you guys' top 3 needs for this team, and what are some players you're looking at that could possibly intrigue you during this draft process, could fill those needs?
Okay, so for me, it's of course offensive tackle. We gotta handle that. We have to handle that. I want one offensive. If it was up to me, I would get one offensive tackle in the second and one in the third. That's me. But depending on how they do that, offensive tackles, it's a lot. This is a deep class. It's this one kid that I've been watching. I really can't pronounce his last name. I think it's from starts with the S.
But the guy from Penn State, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Kingsley something. Yeah,
something. Yes, you just definitely have the Howard tackle late in the draft. There's another tackle that played well in the Senior Bowl. But to me, it's just pretty much that offensive line. I want to see their footwork. I want to see where their hand placement is throughout the week. I just want to see them be a little bit mobile. Like you said, the 10-yard sprint as well. Like I just want to look at that offensive line. That's something we've been needing for a while. The second thing, another linebacker. Some people, the top 2 is Cooper and of course Jeremiah Trotter. If we can't land one of them, there's a few studs, maybe like Cedric Gray. You can get a few different linebackers out there you can pick up in the later rounds as well. And then my third, group that I'm gonna be looking at this weekend. I want to go ahead and look at the tight ends because we need another tight end. Like Logan, he's going to have to get cut. Give us more cap room, older. We've got to at least add 2 tight ends this offseason. Hopefully, one in the draft and one in free agency if it was up to me. But tight end, if we can't get Sanders, there's a few other tight ends we can get. Colorado State got a nice tight end that we can pursue. BB is a good tight end as well. There's a few different tight ends you can have in the draft, but those are the 3 that I'll be looking at this weekend.
Yeah, for me, O-lineman, Patrick Paul is. I need to get off the quarterback film. I really need to look at these offensive linemen. Troy Fatanu, Patrick Paul,
Washington,
the guy from Penn State too as well.
Mims.
Him too. I don't think he'll be there though.
No.
I don't know.
Tyler Guyton, because he probably will end up probably being a guy.
I've also been saying that this could be it may be a hot take, maybe a sleeper thing for us to do. We could trade back up in the first round of one of those offensive linemen that they like are there. They actually have the draft capital to do it. You use one of your seconds and thirds to trade back up to the first. You get that 5th round 5th year option. I'm gonna go with edge. I've been looking at Darius Robinson from Missouri. One of my friends put me on to him, and I've been seeing some stuff on YouTube. That guy's a freak. Like he
yeah, his stock is definitely rising.
He's
His
like
stock is definitely rising.
He's like 6'4", something ridiculous. I don't know, but you got him. You got Chop Robinson. Depending on who fits your scheme better, but there's Robinson. I would like him. Also tight end too. I'm looking at tight end. You can get Kate Stover from Ohio State. You know about your guy. You don't gotta say too much. Yeah. You also got Ben Sanat, who I'm looking at too.
That's what I was thinking about. Sanat.
You're looking at Ben Sanat, fullback / tight end type of guy. He gives me Kyle Juszczyk. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Only the 40.
Juice.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's the type of guy he is to me. But in a tight end's body type of guy. Like a Swiss Army knife. You can put him at fullback, put him at tight end. You can wheel him out in the flat. You can have him do a wheel route off the tight end position, post route, corner route. He can do that. And he can block a little bit too. So tight ends can really help Cliff's offense as well, and it can also help the quarterback. If I could, and that's my third one. I was actually going to say receiver, but it's not that important. But we do need to add to that room.
We need a big body receiver.
We need to add
physical threat.
I told y'all that last year. We needed a big body receiver. Oh, nobody wanted to listen to Caleb, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah. So for me, obviously, offensive line has to be addressed. I'm trying to figure out. I talked last night with Deuce and them. The possibilities of what could happen, because you really can't, as much as everybody talks about getting rid of Andrew Wiley, me personally, I think if you just shift him inside perhaps and probably cut down some of his money, he'll be way better, because if you look at the film and how this offense could possibly be, he fits what they want to do offensively, especially in the run game with athleticism. So offensive line, definitely look at the tackles. Tyler Guyton, that's a guy that I've been watching closely, play under Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma, played in different system as well. Javon Foster, the tackle out of Missouri, watched a couple of his games against some of the competition as well. Troy Fatanu from Washington, those are guys to look at. Defense edge, look at the edge rushers in this draft. I feel like we're going to draft edge early. And people
they mentioned that a few times, not like mention it, but they talked about like the deep, like pass rush in a few of their press conferences so far.
Yeah, because Quinn's coming from a team that was leading the league top half in sacks with Micah Parsons, Dorrance Armstrong, and Dante Fowler and DeMarcus Lawrence. So edge is definitely going to be important. So guys like the Murphy twins from UCLA, Chop Robinson and Adiza Isaac from Penn State, and Darius Robinson. Definitely that guy. He had a great senior
What about
week.
this? I think I'm saying his name right now.
Who?
It's an interior defensive lineman.
No.
I mean,
the only problem. DT. We don't need a defensive tackle.
Nah, I'm not really worried about the defense. Like defensive tackle, the interior defensive line to me is straight.
Yes, we got Ridgeway, we got Payne.
Yeah, like I'm not worried about the interior. It's the outside. Like you don't have
all the depth pieces. They're gone this year too, right?
Well, yeah, free agency and stuff. Yeah, but you don't have a depth side.
Yeah, we don't. No, we don't need that. But we do need this. There's multiple things that we need. So, they're not going to spend big in free agency, in my opinion. They're going to spend something. They're going to spend something. Smart. Yeah, hopefully they re-sign Curl. Hopefully we re-sign him. You already know how I feel about that.
Well, they are in conversations with him, so.
The last position I'm definitely looking at is tight end. Look, enough of the Logan Thomas experiment.
Yo, y'all, no, I don't want to hear it. Y'all crucified me last year.
All of last year, I wanted Michael Mayer. I wanted Michael Mayer last year.
No, I know you did. But you know who I'm talking about. Kayla knows who I'm talking about too. They crucified me. And I get it. Cole Turner, Martin Rodgers, blah, 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 blah. I don't, so what?
We can end that Cole Turner stuff too, bro.
Like, so what? I don't.
Yeah, tight end is definitely a young quarterback's best friend. Like,
so I'm looking at
tight end.
Ben Sinnott.
That's my guy right there. That's who I want.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another guy too.
Jatavion Sanders. Jatavion Sanders.
Also, the guy from Colorado.
My guy that I like, and I'm kind of shocked that he's 6'1" though, but I like Jaheim Bell, bro. Like he is a chess piece that you can move. He reminds me of Charles Clay when he was coming out of Tulsa. He had that good couple years with Miami. You can move around, play him in the slot, outside. You can run reverses. Like he's a bigger Debo at the tight end position.
I gotta look into him.
Yeah,
look into him.
Jaheim Bell, right?
Yeah, Jaheim Bell used to play at South Carolina, transferred last year to Florida State.
You say 6'1"? How much does he weigh?
Yeah. About 239. He's gonna have to put some weight on.
Yeah. Okay. He may be one of those. He may be one of those tweeners. He a tweener, like a guy that you can play receiver, but is he really a tight end? Like is he a good inline blocker? Because
I think to me, free agency, they're gonna find a starting caliber tight end that can be a wide blocker and capable pass catcher. But I still think they want to add something with some athleticism to go with that. I mean, you still have John Bates on the roster. John Bates is good, solid blocker tight end as well. But I think if you have a guy that can be a chess piece and be a mismatch problem for defenses, I think he's that guy. This is nasty. Dre said, Kayla told me he was better than Waller.
Logan Thomas?
I never said that.
Do
I gotta pull the numbers? How many?
No. Stop. No.
Hey,
no. Kayla, ain't no way you said that. No, you probably did. I gotta stop with this Logan Thomas love, bro. Like he cool. Don't get me wrong, he cool, but he's mid. He's just average at best. One thing, DT, that we gotta stop doing. We gotta stop falling in love with these mid players. We have to stop it. When there's a chance to upgrade the position, you do it, and that's any position: quarterback, running back, tight end, tackle. It doesn't matter. You upgrade when you can. This is the class to do it. Damn.
Hey, it's okay to get a Mountain Dew, knowing somebody runs some Mountain Holler, bro.
Okay, so with the combine this week, I do got a question. What's a player that y'all know whose stock may rise and whose may plummet that is participating?
The stock may plummet.
Rise to me, I'm gonna say Penix.
I gotta stop with this Penix stuff, bruh. I like Penix though. He is a walking. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Penix could rise, but I don't think he's going
to rise as far.
Yeah, he's not going to be a top 10 pick. He may not even be a top 15 pick. He may be one of those guys that take a swing on, maybe in the second round. I was going to say JJ. People talking about JJ McCarthy. It depends on how he throws at the combine. If he has a good combine, tests out well. If it's 40 times like a 4.6,
4.4 probably.
If he runs a 4.4, hey man, and he throws well at the combine, his stock may rise. I think Jatavian Sanders' stock is going to rise too. People forget about Brock Bowers. I still think Brock Bowers is going to be a first round pick, but I think Jatavian Sanders, not saying he's going to be a first rounder pick. He's a second rounder to me, but I can see his stock rising a little bit.
Man, this is tough because I feel like all these guys in the draft, they're good. So if I'm going to be honest with you, I would probably say the one person that can boost their stock. Dang, this is tough. I'm gonna go on a limb.
There's always one player in the combine that people be like, "Wow!" It's always that one player.
I think Troy Fatanu might definitely raise his stock up, but if there's a player that might hurt their stock, I would probably say Latu might hurt his stock because I still think.
Why is that?
I think still people are concerned about the neck injury and all the injuries he had when he retired. Like, I still consider him a first round talent, but knowing with history, with the past couple of defensive linemen that were projected first round, remember Montez Sweat was projected a top 10 pick. He fell all the way to the bottom half of the first round, and we were able to scoop him up. Jonathan Allen came out the same year with Myles Garrett, and they were considered literally almost hit to hit, even though Myles Garrett played the premium position. He fell all the way to 17. We got him.
Just like Levis last year.
But
Latu is his pass rushing skills is crazy though, bro. Like
it is.
He has he's doing pro moves at the college level. Like that's how good this guy is. I think he's the safest edge rusher, low key. Does he have the highest upside? No, but I think
I would say Turner has the highest upside.
Who?
I would say Dallas Turner has the higher upside.
Yeah, Turner definitely has a high upside.
Yeah. He gonna be a top 15 pick, top 20 pick for sure, depending on what team.
I think he may be the first defensive player taken.
I don't think that's stretched around.
Yeah,
because all of the players in the draft, top three probably be quarterbacks. Marvin Harrison. Then you got Malik Neighbors in there somewhere. Then you got Joe Alt, Brock Bowers, where he'll possibly go. That's not out the realm. That's definitely not out the realm. Because corners, what they probably going in the middle round.
I say back half of the first.
No, I mean certain teams. You got the line, like the bottom 10 picks: the Lions, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, This is off the top of my head. The Rams are there. I think the Eagles are there. Yeah, the Packers are there. Some of those teams, Packers could use a corner. Chiefs need a receiver. Bills need a receiver.
But if the Chiefs end up walking away from Snead, I can see them getting corner and the receiver second.
They're not letting
if I said if.
They're not. True, Kayla, I get it, but they're not letting him go.
Man,
they're gonna attack him, and
them boys gonna get a wide receiver. Gonna be nasty, bro.
Nah, they're gonna get a receiver.
Wide receiver, bro.
They're gonna get a receiver. They're gonna get a receiver. They're gonna get Keon Coleman, somebody.
Yeah, I like Brian Thomas. I know we're not going to get him, but I'm going to say that all season. I just like Brian Thomas.
I like him too.
I like his size.
Well, this draft class is deep at receiver. You got a Donai Mitchell too, who's 6'4". I like him. I
got Xavier Worthy.
He's
not that. I'm just saying, just depth pieces. It's not.
Xavier Leggett is there too. So
yeah, Leggett. It's definitely
okay. So let's talk about a team that's in front of us, Chicago Bears. They have a big decision coming up in the next couple of weeks with what they're going to do with Justin Fields. Is to me, in my understanding, as much as people say they love Fields and all that stuff, when you got people like Telly going across the Twitterverse talk about how generational Caleb Williams is and saying all this stuff, why in the world I'm gonna pass up on the generational talent and keep Justin Fields? So, do y'all think the Field trade occur during the combine week? So, does that change how we're gonna move around for our free agency thing and how we're gonna look at the draft? Because once that moves happen, that's gonna be the big domino effect. We know Caleb Williams going number one.
Well, what if they like May over Williams?
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I'm about to take my headphones out.
If the Bears pick Drake May over Caleb Williams, that would be hilarious. And we better run to the podium and pick Caleb Williams. I'm saying run. Faster than Forrest Gump run. Faster than Usain Bolt run. You run to the damn podium and you put in that card.
What if Poles likes May's personality more than Caleb's?
Okay, pick
Caleb
him.
doesn't interview well.
What if I eat chicken noodles instead of what my mother just cooked?
What if I won $1 million? I'm running to the podium and I'm picking Caleb Williams. Like there's not even a question. But you are correct. It also depends on how these players do in these combine interviews.
Yeah, what if Caleb just go in there? The interview's terrible on purpose. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen like that.
Yeah, I really do think we'll get some limelight. We'll get some clarity on this Justin Fields thing. I think by close to Friday. I really do. I think we're really gonna find out. Passing Gene and saying it right.
Okay, if the trade does occur, who gets Justin Fields?
3 teams. This may sound crazy. The third one may sound crazy. 3 teams. Falcons, Steelers, hear me out. The Patriots.
I can see it. If they trade that third pick, I can see it. I can definitely see it. But for me, I'm gonna go with Steelers, Falcons, and I can see the Raiders. If they can't get a package to move up, I can see them trying to get him.
Yeah, but I think you also mentioned, DC, how does this affect us? It don't really affect us. It don't affect me. It don't affect me. If we don't get Caleb, I'm not tripping. It'd be different if it was like just that one quarterback and then the others are like, but all these other quarterbacks they're not consolation prizes to me. It all depends on the environment, the situation, what you value in a player. And the same comparison I can use is what Adam Peters said of what he wants in a head coach. He wants a leader, a guy that can galvanize the troops, can not only coach, but lead a group of men at a high level. And we heard what Dan Quinn wants in a quarterback, and all three of those fit. Denver Broncos. That's interesting.
But you can't say, and we have talked in spaces. You can say there is a gap between Caleb Williams and these two quarterbacks that we've been talking about past couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. I still believe that. Yes.
That there is definitely a gap.
For Washington, and by the way, people, for those that don't know, the basketball people, they are in Indianapolis.
Yep, they heard.
If they feel like that is their guy, are you going to have a problem if they offer probably a deal that can secure them the number one pick and get them Caleb Williams? How, would you be mad, or are you content with them getting their guy? Because I've heard this whole offseason so far that, okay, you guys are content with getting the second or the third best quarterback. Why not get the guy in the draft? Why not get the guy that you feel like can be that multiplier?
So you're asking us, would I be upset if we get Caleb? Is that what you're asking me?
You'd be upset if you get Caleb, but you give up your picks.
I don't care. Give me Caleb Williams. What are we talking about here?
I'm just saying.
Look. In all seriousness, do I want to give up 3 first-round picks? No, I'm not doing that. 2? I'll do 2. I ain't gonna lie. I would do 2 first. That may sound crazy, but I would do 2 first. Like you said, if you believe this guy is going to not only galvanize the team,
Galvanize the
city, fan base, all that. I don't care what he said. Look, 2 first, I'll do it. That's the max. That's the max. And it's not the amount of spots you're going up to get somebody. It's the player you're going up for. If you think Caleb is this guy, if you think he can transition your team and change or alter your franchise at a high level, you go get that guy. I'm not saying you sell your soul. I'm not saying you sell your soul, but you're gonna have to give up something to get something. You just have to. I'm not saying 3 firsts and like a second and a third. No, at max, I'll do 2 firsts is what will stop the conversation. We'll swap next year and the following year after that. That's the max. That's the max. The minimum I will swap. I'll give you first next year. You know what? You can have your second back. And
you want a player to be involved in a trade?
Who? I mean, it depends on what player.
Let's say Jonathan Allen.
Okay, he's not stopping me from getting a quarterback.
Okay.
You think I'm gonna let John Allen stop me from getting a quarterback?
Allen?
Hey, didn't you just talk about getting defensive tackles?
No. But look, we're talking about Caleb Williams here. This one, things change when you incorporate Caleb in it. And this, on a serious note, though, for both of y'all, is there any player on this team that's stopping you from getting Caleb Williams?
No.
None for me.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
We're
you want John Allen? Have him. You can have him. Take him. Bye. Take him. I love John Allen. Love him. I will go to bat for that guy every Sunday because he's one of the best players on defense. He's a leader. He was born here, raised in this area, grew up a fan. Look, man, you're not stopping me from getting what I need for this team. A position that we've been struggling to find. Do y'all understand that the leading passer in touchdowns for this franchise is Sonny Jurgensen? Do you know when he played? The 70s. Nobody has thrown for over 30 touchdowns since Sonny Jurgensen. He had 29. We need to find stability at this position. And if you want a player, if I have to give a player to get that, have him.
He'll be over there with his best friend Montez.
Yeah, go ahead. Have fun over there. Go ahead. Love you.
Before we wrap things up, we're gonna go ahead and let the audience know, for anybody who does want to tune into the combine this week, which positions go on what days. So on Thursday, who's going to be out there on Thursday? DT.
I can't believe you did this on live while I was not on my phone. I had to go to my phone to find the thing because I've been working. I'm a teacher. Oh, so Thursday is the defensive linemen and linebackers. Friday is new, so you will have defensive backs and the tight ends. Saturday is, of course, the galore day. You have running backs, quarterbacks, and wide receivers. And Sunday is my day. You have the offensive line.
You can catch all the combine on NFL Network all weekend long, all positions. There'll be tomorrow's going to be more interviews. I think it's the players' interviews. More coaches are going to talk tomorrow. Different players. So just getting in the thick of things. Anything else before we close out? Next week we will be breaking down the combine. We do have somebody coming to break it down with us and get into these offensive linemen and all these other positions. We have something planned for you guys next week. You can follow me at kpal0922 on Twitter, and never forget, it's never the Eagles' time. It's never the Giants' time. It's definitely never, ever the Cowboys' time. But it's always command time. Let's go ahead.
Y'all can follow me. Y'all already know where to follow me at CXLEBJXSTIN. I talk about everything, not just sports. Everything. So shoot me a follow, support. I follow back. It's gonna be a crazy week. It's gonna be a crazy week, and I'm off the next 2 days, 3 days. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be locked in. Go ahead, DT.
Yeah, so you guys can follow me at D Cleary Jr. This is my personal Twitter feed where most of the time I will be up there. You can talk to me. Also, follow my YouTube at DT Sensei. Just dropped an episode on my personal podcast with former Hampton Pirate and Carolina Panther wide receiver Xavier Scott. Great interview, guy. We're both from the same hometown. And he is also a diehard Commanders fan. And he tells us what he would do at number 2. So I would tell you guys, go ahead and look at that podcast and listen to Coach's thoughts. But with that being said, this is Command Time presented by Fans First Sports Network. DT, Caleb, and Kayla. We'll catch you guys next week as we recap the NFL Combine.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, y'all.
Got me feeling so free.